conclude in your mind, it's not easy to, or it's not difficult to find information to back that up.
That's absolutely completely correct, at least in my view. Dr. David Grantham is our guest, National Security Senior Fellow for the National Center for Policy Analysis. Now, as I come to this conversation with you, I have another news article. This one, at least 90 people were killed, hundreds wounded. It happened today. A massive explosion rocked a diplomatic area near the presidential palace in Afghanistan's capital. The Islamic State claimed responsibility immediately for this, according to an Afghan broadcaster. Now, this is part and parcel of life elsewhere in the world. And when it comes to us, we hear these horrifying stories. You know, the arts community, in the form of Kathy Griffin, for example, bought into the terrorist imagery. It was incredible. She used the president's head, really. Anyway, so what I'm concerned about is that these unbalanced people in our society are going to see all this like, okay, maybe Kathy Griffin's unbalanced brain saw this as an opportunity for humor, unquote. So I look at this, and I'm trying to look at this from a societal point of view. Are we on the verge of some kind of nervous breakdown based on all the violence that we're seeing, Doctor?
We're on the verge of something. I'm not entirely sure if it's a nervous breakdown, but I think that's a pretty good analogy, because there you do get the palpable sense. You can feel it across the country that we don't know how to address violence. We're not sure how to react to it. We're not sure how to even address opposing opinions. You're seeing it on college campuses from across the country. One thing that concerned me was the Turkish bodyguards of the Turkish president that beat up protesters in our capital. And I still have yet to hear very much from the government, from our government, on how that's going to be addressed, aside from calling the Turkish ambassador on the carpet. There seems to be a consistent level of just inability to address conflict, to address opposition, either in a civil manner or a military manner. And I do think when you talk about nervous breakdown, we might be headed to something like that, because we have to be able to recognize evil for what it is and address it accordingly. And then we have to be able to turn around and recognize civil discourse for what it is and address it accordingly. And we don't seem to be able to do either very well right now. And we talk about Afghanistan.
Well, hang on. Let's talk about Afghanistan when we return. We're with Dr. David Grantham. He's a National Security Senior Fellow for the National Center for Policy Analysis. Good friend of the Wells Report. You can find out more about him by going to ncpa.org. Click on the National Security tab. He's one of these big brain people that we turn to when we're trying to figure out what's happening in our country. Is this man just a crazy Oregonian, or is he a canary in a coal mine? This is the Wells Report. Back with more in just a moment.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. It has long been my pleasure to sing the praises of the Good Feet stores, America's #1 arch support experts, helping people walk better, feel better, work better, be happier, because they're out of foot pain. And those locations in Plano, Fort Worth, and Southlake are familiar to you. But open now in Waco, right in front of Cabela's off Loop 340. It's Good Feet's Waco location. So everybody within any kind of distance of a Good Feet location has instant access to people who are going to help your feet feel better, get you out of pain today so you can walk, work, travel, live the way you want, free of foot pain. It can often radiate upwards to leg pain, hip pain, back pain. Learn more at the goodfeetdfw.com website, goodfeetdfw.com, and then get on in there for the inserts that'll help you walk and work and travel and live life happily. Plano, Fort Worth, Southlake, and now in Waco, the Good Feet stores, goodfeetdfw.com, GoodFeetDFW.com.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I've told you a lot over the years about the life-saving information I've gotten from my friends at Viascan of Las Colinas. I want you to hear another Viascan success story from Chuck.
This is Chuck Prince. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I had heard your ads about Viascan. We did the full body scan, said, you have a mass here that you need to get checked out. Went back and see the doctor, and he said that I had kidney cancer. Did have the surgery. I'm now 5 years cancer-free. I owe it all to Viascan for finding that.
Isn't that great? And this is what I've had happen to me at Viascan of Las Colinas. I learn a lot. I stay healthier longer. Viascan of Las Colinas with the following great deal: heart scan and body scan, $695. It's thousands at local hospitals. $695 for a heart scan that'll see plaques and blockages in your heart, and a body scan that'll see if you got any little cancer setting up shop in places you don't want. 972-739-2840, 972-739-2840, or just Google Viascan.
Warning: if you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-700-0299. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-700-0299. That's 1-800-700-0299. 1-800-700-0299.
Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY's Celebrate Freedom 27 from Interstate Batteries.
A day of fun for your family with Crowder, Matthew West, Britt Nicole, Holland, and more.
Saturday, June 24th at South Fork Ranch. Get your official Celebrate Freedom 27 t-shirts, memorabilia, VIP experiences, and more at CelebrateFreedom.com.
Sponsored by Interstate Batteries, Care Now, Splash Kingdom, Cornerstone Staffing, North Texas Chevy Dealers, and 94.9 KLTY.
If you've been mattress shopping lately, you know that it can be extremely frustrating. So what's the best mattress in Dallas-Fort Worth? It's the Sovereign European Sleep System. Most people who buy a mattress at Sovereign will drive past between 4 and 22 big box mattress stores. Think about that. They drove past 4 other mattress stores to shop at Sovereign European Sleep Systems. Why? It's simply a better bed. A healthier, more durable, more comfortable mattress at a very reasonable price. Sovereign European Sleep Systems in Dallas and Southlake. Learn more at SOVN.com.
660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Dr. David Grantham is our guest. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759 as we look towards our future. Are we going to see more Oregon men like Jeremy Joseph Christian attacking Muslims in the street? Are we going to see more of that or less? 866-660-5759. Joining us is Dr. David Grantham from the National Security. He is a National Security Senior Fellow for the National Center for Policy Analysis. You know, we were talking about these amazing terrorist attacks in other parts of the world, like 90 people were killed today, hundreds wounded in Kabul, Afghanistan. And we look at this, and I'm trying to figure out if all of these attacks, all of this terror reporting and actual reporting of unbelievably atrocious, savage acts of terrorism, I'm trying to figure out if it's beginning to get to us. Doctor, what do you think?
It's hard. I think it's beginning to get to us, but we collectively, at least in the West, aren't entirely sure how to handle it. We've had an attack in Manchester, had an attack in Baghdad, and now an attack on the diplomatic compounds in Afghanistan. And the response seems to be, and continues to be, somewhere along the lines of what the London mayor said, that when we live in a big city, you have to just learn to live with this type of stuff. And it's almost like internationally we've grown to accept terrorism like this. And I like to say that we don't need to treat terrorism like the weather. It's not something we have to live with and can't do anything about. We just have to board up our windows and hope for the best. That's not the case, but yet we still seem we almost seem out of ideas on how to address this.
Yeah, it doesn't help, of course, when we have one of our national security guys coming up and saying, if you saw what I saw regarding terrorism in the United States, you'd never leave the house.
Yeah, I appreciate what he was trying to say, but the way it came across was, there's so much going on, we don't even know how to fix it. And that wasn't a very encouraging statement.
It really wasn't.
I know his intent was otherwise, to make the point that the job is very difficult, but it wasn't it definitely wasn't a helpful statement.
No, it really wasn't. We're talking about, I think it was Michael McKasey. I can't remember his name. It was John Kelly. That's right. Homeland Security. Yes. Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly said that. And I'm going, okay, so that being said, at some point, people are going to say enough. I mean, Americans especially. I don't know whether the enduring patience of the French or the I don't know, we take pride in living through the Blitz of the British are going to I don't think that's going to serve us well. I don't think either one of those, but I am concerned that at some point Americans are going to have enough, and they're just going to take this problem in hand and fix it.
Yeah, it definitely may come down to that, where the Americans have to almost act alone, or at least act in concert with allies in the Middle East. And I think it needs to be something, a confrontation with these guys directly. There's really no equal to overwhelming military force. And I know James Mattis, the Secretary of Defense, has already said we've moved from a war of attrition to a war of annihilation.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, I think. And because I don't think there's any other way to address it.
Yeah. General, what keeps you up at night? Nothing. I'm the guy that keeps everybody else up at night. I love that part. Dr. David.
Well, that's a bumper sticker right there.
Dr. David Grantham, National Security Senior Fellow for the National Center for Policy Analysis. Go to ncpa.org. Click on the National Security tab. Learn more about Dr. David Grantham. Sir, thank you. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
What if you could have an experience of a lifetime, and I mean it, a lifetime this year? Dennis Prager here, and a timely and important expedition to the land of Israel awaits you. Make plans now for the Stand with Israel tour happening this fall. Join me on a 9-day trip to Israel that offers you firsthand insight into Israel's unique past and probably unique future. We'll introduce you to the geopolitical, economic, and security dynamics of a truly remarkable nation. Get a behind-the-scenes view into many of the places you've read and heard about, all during United Jerusalem's 50th anniversary. The Western Wall, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, Golan Heights, and much more. With expert guides and important lectures at key sites, all in the comfort and safety of first-class accommodations.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com for all the details.
I'm Aaron Katz. You might remember me from my radio show or my company with Little Red Trucks. Have you ever wondered why some people suffer from irrational fears like fear of heights, public speaking, or needles? For example, needles used to make me sick until I fixed it. It's because most irrational fears are created from a traumatic experience. It's a form of PTSD that affects many people. The good news is that fears from PTSD can be controlled, and you don't need a lot of prescription drugs or years of therapy to do it. As a certified NLP practitioner, I've learned how to help people eliminate their fears and change their lives. I do it by setting positive and negative triggers and activating them simultaneously. The positive neutralizes the negative, and it doesn't affect you any longer. It's the same as combining red dye and blue dye. The red and the blue both disappear, and it leaves purple. If you or someone you know has an irrational fear that's limiting them in some way, I can help. Visit my website, littleredtrucks.net. That's plural, Little Red Trucks, and it's .net. Let's get to work.
Changing lives is as easy as make plans now for the 10th anniversary Links for Kids charity golf tournament, benefiting Trinity Kids on September 12th at Cowboys Golf Club. Visit linksforkids.org. That's linksforkids.org for tournament details. Trinity Kids has been serving DFW since 2002 by working with children who have suffered from abuse, neglect, or abandonment. Did you know there were almost 16,000 confirmed cases of child abuse in North Texas in 2016? That's right here in our own backyard. Trinity Kids provides children with free summer camps, day outings for teens, and college scholarship assistance. On September 12th, please join us at the Links for Kids charity golf tournament and help us fight the effects of domestic child abuse. To become a tournament sponsor, sign up to play golf, or make a donation, visit linksforkids.org. That's linksforkids.org.
At any time in Texas, it can feel like the change of the seasons. But I'll tell you what, as we work our way into springtime, Abacus Foundation has been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. With a warmer temperature and additional moisture, oh my, the foundations can be rocking and rolling. So if you got cracks in the sheetrock or doors that are sticking, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. These are the people I call. These are the folks who have been to my house. These are the folks who will not give you a foundation job you don't need, but will tell you exactly what's going on. Now, if you do need a new foundation, you got the Millennium Composite Pilings, the strongest, and folks at Abacus are the only folks offering it. And get this, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. AbacusFoundationRepair.com. Lifetime warranty, transferable, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
Attention, this is an investor notice. Are you interested in making some extra cash buying real estate tax liens? Then listen to this. The Government Tax Lien Network is offering a free tax lien kit, which contains 2 DVDs and a step-by-step report that will show you how to earn guaranteed returns between 15 and 35% yearly, which is completely secured by the government. They'll even show you how to do this inside your own retirement accounts. So if you're looking to become a real estate investor without risk, then call 1-800-408-8767 to get your free tax lien kit. Then get ready to buy tax liens for pennies on the dollar and buy houses for as low as $500, all from your home with little or no money, working only 5 to 10 hours per week. Call 800-408-8767 right now to get your free tax lien kit, plus 2 free tickets to a live training event and a free $20 Visa gift card just for attending. Call 800-408-8767. That's 800-408-8767 for your free tax lien kit now. Individual results may vary.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. He graduated from Texas A&M. He graduated with a mechanical engineering degree. He's got 15 years experience in the oil, gas, and petrochemical business. And he's just been to, I believe, his first OPEC meeting. He is the Texas Railroad Commissioner, Mr. Ryan Sitton. Ryan, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Man, it's good to be with you. You did such a great build-up. I was just ready to hear he is Bond.
James Bond. He is Sitton. Ryan Sitton.
Man, I love it. You got to do my next campaign commercial. I can't top that.
I'd love to do that. I absolutely would. It'd be fun as heck. So let's talk a little bit about what happened. Now there were a lot of people. There were all kinds of articles out there, I guess, from oilprice.com. The 5 possible outcomes of the OPEC meeting. what to expect from the OPEC meeting, 4 potential outcomes for the OPEC crucial meeting, and then oil down on investor skepticism over production cuts. What the heck happened with OPEC?
Well, it's a fantastic question, and I got to tell you, for your listeners that are following this, I got to explain what drives oil prices. Now, everybody thinks that oil prices are driven off supply and demand, but that's actually not true. What drives oil prices is what a bunch of oil and gas traders think is going to happen with supply and demand in the future.
Aha.
Right? So,
yeah, so in other words, the market, also known as the price fixing tool. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, the price fixing tool is what OPEC is called.
Oh, I see. Uh-huh.
The guys out there doing deals who say, okay, I'm going to buy your crude oil, and I'm going to buy your crude oil to be delivered 12 months from now, are setting a price of that based on what they think is going to happen sometime in the future. So in this recent OPEC meeting, everyone had already anticipated an extension of the cuts. What they were hoping for was an extension, but also bigger cuts. So instead of a $1.5 million or 1.5 million barrel cut, they were hoping for a 2 million barrel cut. And when that didn't happen, traders were disappointed and prices began to come down.
I'm beginning to get it now.
It's a little bizarre, but yeah, that's what happened.
Yes, it's an oil bazaar, actually, especially in that part of the country, in that part of the world, rather. That's pretty much the way they do it.
It is.
Okay, so what does that mean to all of us? Say, for example, people like me who believe that gasoline ought to be, I don't know, I think premium ought to be about $1.75. I think the mid-grade ought to be about $1.50, and I think that regular ought to be about $1.25. What does that mean to us?
Well, if you think regular ought to be about $1.25, I think it means you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Now, look, I love the fact that American energy production is right now giving Americans the cheapest energy on the planet. And that's not, by the way, just good for you and I as consumers. It's good for every single business in the country that uses energy. Guess what? That's every single business. So whether you're manufacturing, your agriculture, your transportation, your medical, whatever, cheap energy is good for business. And our country, our energy producers do it better than everybody else. However, I don't think it's going to get to $1.25. Now here, though, let me back up a little bit and talk about something that really is interesting when we look at what's happening with OPEC right now. Now, Saudi Arabia and the other OPEC nations are saying publicly, we are going to do whatever. I'm doing my best, J.D. Wells voice.
Uh-huh.
Whatever it takes to get oil prices high. Right? They're saying we're going to do whatever it takes to get those oil prices up. What they're struggling with is when oil prices get up to $60 a barrel, all of a sudden there's a whole lot of economical operations in the United States that oil companies start to go after. They start putting more drilling rigs on the market. They start producing more oil. And so what the OPEC nations are finding is, while they do have the ability to push prices down by flooding the market, they're having a harder time pulling prices up than they've had in a very long time. And it's showing that as the free market of the United States competes with the conglomerate forces of OPEC, there's now a pretty good tug of war happening, and we're coming to play ball.
You know, it's almost like America sort of got in the game as a net exporter of energy. And it did. It changed the entire world while we were sleeping or close to it. Joining us is Ryan Sitton, Texas Railroad Commissioner, and it's always great to have you here, Ryan. So talk to me a little bit more about, okay, so now we have this mechanism in place where there's more of a free economic zone as far as oil is concerned, insofar as America started playing. Now, we did this with a fraction, pardon the pun, we did this with a fraction of American oil capability, our production capability. When you start thinking about all the oil fields on federal land that were turned off by the Obama administration, if we start putting out oil leases in those particular lands, I mean, the United States, may just take over as the world's #1 producer of oil and petrochemical products. I mean, so So as we do all that, I mean, what is the picture for that trader that's going out 12 months on that option?
Wow. It's a great question, and I'm going to try to do a good job of not geeking out on your audience here.
No, geek away, Dixieland. It's my job to translate.
Okay. First of all, let's talk just about how much oil there is in the United States. If you go to the Energy Information Agency's website right now and you said, how much oil is there in the United States, you'd see numbers like 35 billion barrels. And that's how much oil they believe is under the ground. However, that is what they call proven reserves. There's another number out there, which is what they call technically recoverable reserves, or newly exploited or newly discovered reserves. And just in the last year, a 20 billion barrel find was discovered right here in the Permian Basin. And so what you're hearing is, wait a minute, you're telling me the EIA says we got 35 billion barrels and 20 billion, or 2/3 of the entire U.S. oil reserves were found in the Permian Basin? Yes, that's right. New discoveries are happening so fast that we can't even prove them up in time to really get a good analysis of how much oil there is. So back to your question about what are these traders, what do they need to be looking at? What the conversations that are going on in the energy production world right now is, holy cow. We have got more oil and natural gas at our fingertips in the United States and North America than we've ever thought possible. So we are no longer anywhere in my lifetime are we going to see a scenario where there's not enough reserves, there's not enough product to power the energy needs of our nation. Well, that's a whole new ballgame. And that's what's allowing all these guys to go out and drill for new production and develop new techniques and put all this new energy on the market that's allowing the United States to be once again competitive on a global scale.
There's only one problem with all of that, Ryan. I am old enough to remember this very ominous very ominous commercial from the American Petrochemical Institute, or the American I think it's Petroleum Institute. It went something like this: a country that runs on oil can't afford to run short. Now, do you remember the fossil fuel thing, where we were on the brink of running out of petrochemicals, which is why we had to start coming up with windmills and all of that kind of stuff? You do remember all that, right?
Well, I do remember all that. However, we never started coming up with windmills because we thought we were running out of oil.
Uh-huh.
We thought we were running out of oil in the 1970s under President Carter. And look, at the time, if you go back in history, the data would tell you that conclusion. The data said, hey, we're down to something like 5 billion barrels of oil, where, my dad's Corvette was getting like 4 miles to the gallon. So when you did the math, you said, hey, there's not enough oil left out here. And so that's why Carter, after the second Middle East oil embargo, which was, I think, in 1977, he worked with Congress to come out with this energy plan that said, hey, we're going to ratchet up the fuel economy of every vehicle with CAFE standards. We're going to do everything we can to get off of oil. And look, at the time, like I said, that's what the data told us. But you go fast forward 20 years. I mean, even before the recent ramp up in oil production, we started seeing not only a lot better energy, more efficient energy consumption, but we also started seeing a lot more oil reserves opening up around the country.
Yeah.
So the push for windmills, the push for quote unquote alternative energy sources, really doesn't have a lot to do with running out of oil. Those are driven by political agendas. People that are just anti-oil and gas. So while those things are definitely happening, I just want everyone to know they're not really connected. The move to windmills is not based on us running out of oil.
Well, the only thing that I can say about that, Ryan Sitton, by the way, Texas Railroad Commissioner, is that, okay, I got all that. But, there were times when we were paying like $3 and $4 a gallon for a gallon of gas. And cars went from being like, $5,700 for that Corvette you were talking about, to about, let's see, what's the Corvette Z06 now? Somewhere in the vicinity of $80,000. The little kind of runabout economy car class used to be a Volkswagen for $2,300 back in 1973 or so. And now the Volkswagen is $23,000 and so on and so on. And I keep looking at all this and I go, okay, so the economics are clearly different. But as I look forward in the future, I'm trying to figure out, first of all, the market is being essentially, it's being manipulated to the point where the prices are staying high because these guys are working out their pricing, probably over a hookah somewhere in Riyadh. They're all sitting around going, so I was there in the Crimea the other day. And so on and so forth with their fezzes and those little square sunglasses. By the way, next time you go, you need to bring me a real fez with those black glass square sunglasses. Okay, you got to bring those back to me. And I've got a hookah, so we'll just set it up here in the studio and we'll talk about the future of everything. Anyway, but what I was trying to get across is that there are a lot of us that have been led around by the nose by people who said we were going to run out of oil and here's what the data said. And then all of a sudden we had all the oil in the world. And yet the prices have not gotten back to the point where I don't ever expect to see a 39-cent gallon of gas. But, I really would like to stop being ripped off by the oil industry. I'm sorry. Did I say it too plainly?
All right. So first of all, let me give you some numbers, right? And
I'm listening.
I'm not, you threw out a whole bunch. You talked about the guy who's sitting around a hookah over in the Middle East.
Sure.
Then you also talked about the oil industry. You talked about the price of car, the price of a gallon of gasoline.
Yeah.
Price of gas, a gallon of gasoline at the pump right now is a little over $2, right?
Yeah.
And if you went back and adjusted the price of gasoline for inflation, because when I was a kid growing up in the 80s, it was regular, normal to see $1 a gallon gasoline. So if you told me,
I think it was, excuse me while I drown in my swallow of coffee. I believe that it was a little more expensive than that, but I could be wrong. Go ahead. So whatever.
It was around $1. Like I said, I remember seeing it. My parents were like, "Oh, look, it's 96-cent gasoline. Okay, we're going to go stock up, right?" My point is, if you adjust it from the 1980s to today, 30 years later, and today we're paying $2, back then we're paying $1. Adjusted for inflation, gasoline is actually cheaper today than it was in the 1980s.
You think?
Now, yeah.
Okay.
Now, but here's the kicker. Like a lot of people do think, oh my gosh, I heard the other day, let's pick on Exxon because their financials are public, right? Exxon made something like, I don't know what the number was, $20 billion in profit last year.
Right.
And people go, oh my gosh, man, that is so much money. That is obscene that a company would make that kind of money. Well, if you look at how large Exxon is, and I'm not trying to defend the
no, it's okay.
Of large company, but I'll just tell you, if you look at how large Exxon is, and they run like a 9% EBITDA or 9% profit. When I ran my own business prior to becoming railroad commissioner, I never in the 9 years I ran that company, we never had an EBITDA that low. Our profits were never as low on a percentage basis that Exxon's at. So I think a lot of times people get caught up in the dollar amounts, but when you step back and look at the percentages, you say, wow, they run, they make money, but it's not like they're making profit margins like technology companies are or medical device companies or that sort of thing.
All right. So Ryan Sitton is our guest. He is the railroad commissioner for Texas, and he'll continue with us next on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. In the last 2 months, we've saved our customers over $500,000. How'd we do it? With our exclusive partnership with your utility provider, we get to offer instant rebates of up to $1,500 when you replace that worn-out AC system. When you combine that with Carrier's Cool Cash savings of up to $3,500, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. Now that's how you save people money without gimmicks. But you'll have to hurry because the utility funds can run out at any time. So we're scheduling our free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877 I'm your hero.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you may be kicking yourself in the head. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial, and interest rates have gone up recently and will continue to rise, but they're still at historical lows. So don't delay. Let us lower your monthly payment, consolidate a first and second, pay off other debt, or drop you into a 15-year loan with no closing costs. That's right. Nothing's rolled into your loan. We'll pay for your appraisal, title, underwriting, settlement fee, everything. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Whether it's a purchase or refinance, you'll pay no closing costs. You won't spend a dime. Think about it. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how we can save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. And by the way, Westland Financial now is proud to offer reverse mortgages for our clients over 62. So call us at 888-455-3669. The only way you can lose money is not to call Westland Financial. That's 888-455-3669. 888-455-3669.
Westland Financial Corp is located at 200 East Sandpoint Avenue, Suite 800, Santa Ana, California, 92707. Licensed by the Texas Department of Savings and Mortgage Lending as an SML Mortgage Banker. NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hello.
Happy birthday!
Oh, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
We have a surprise for you.
It's from both of us.
Hair loss.
Thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to Bosley.
Just because your parents gave you hair loss doesn't mean you have to keep it. Bosley delivers the permanent solution to hair loss. For a free information kit, simply text the word GREAT to 543-543. Bosley is the world's most experienced hair restoration expert, always pioneering the latest technology. Our doctors are rigorously trained hair specialists, committed to giving you the permanent hair loss solution that's right for you. We treat your hair with unparalleled expertise and experience. Millions of men and women have come to Bosley for our permanent solution to hair loss. Now it's your turn. Give yourself a gift, a fuller head of hair. Get your free information kit by texting GREAT to 543-543. Plus, get a gift certificate for $250 off. That's GREAT to 543-543.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Simple Sleep, inviting you to make 2017 the year for a healthier you with healthier sleep. Snoring is not just evidence that, hey, you're really sleeping soundly. It is evidence that there's something the matter. It's an interruption. Sleep apnea is a barrier to the proper amount of air, oxygen, getting to your heart, getting to your bloodstream. Let's fix this. Surgery will fix it, but who wants surgery? CPAP device, big old helmet and hose. Now keep going. Simple Sleep Services offers the best way. The Somnodent device. It's what they did for me. Simple oral appliance. You pop it in, kiss your wife goodnight, and boom, silent night, even when it's not Christmas. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Great people to deal with. Insurance covers it. Dallas and Fort Worth. Let's call them. 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. If you don't want surgery and the CPAP thing's a deal breaker, 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. I went from being able to work 14, 16 hours a day with no problem to where I could barely walk a block to the store. I went on to the phytonutrients about 6 months ago, and within a couple of months, my medical doctor had cut my prescriptions down in a little bit smaller dosage. The next time I went back a month later, I walked into the doctor's office and he said, "My gosh, what's happened to you? You don't even look like the same person." He looked at my legs and the swelling had gone down. My blood pressure was down. The venous stasis ulcers that I had had on my legs for the last 4 or 5 years because of the poor circulation were all healed, and I'm feeling far better.
The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies free, and we'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. A daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM. The Answer.
We are with Ryan Sitton, Texas Railroad Commissioner. Commissioner, we've got about a minute left. And you just got back from this OPEC meeting where everybody was wondering what was going on. And the futures are down as skepticism, investor skepticism over production cuts, et cetera, but still things are better than ever in the oil business, certainly in America.
Well, I don't know if they're better than ever. I mean, we had a point where these guys, when it was $80 oil and $90 oil, but still, the thing I took away from the last meeting, man, compared to the rest of the world, you're absolutely right. Right now, the United States is the number one place in the world to be in the oil business, and it hasn't been that way for like 40 years. That's a really exciting thing for Americans when it comes to their energy infrastructure.
Hey, man, thanks very much for spending time with us. We really appreciate it. If we want to know more about what you're doing and where you're headed next, where do we go and how do we find it?
Well, the easiest thing is always just go to my website. It's real easy. It's Ryan Sitton, RyanSitton.com. You can get on our newsletter. You can follow our Twitter feed, connect with us on Facebook, and all of that stuff's easy to find on our website.
My friend, it's always a pleasure having you on the Wells Report. We sincerely appreciate your time, and I'm serious about the fez and the hookah thing, the sunglasses thing. try to find those next time you're over there, okay?
I'm on it, John.
Okay. Ryan Sitton joining us on the Wells Report here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis with my friends at Walker Air Conditioning and Heating, and welcome to spring in Texas, where we run our AC every day, which means this news is great from Trane and Walker AC. If you purchase a new Trane qualifying system, you can get a trade allowance of $1,000 or choose 0% financing for 60 months with the Wells Fargo Home Project credit card. See Walker AC and Heating for details. 888-653-0051 for finance details about credit costs and terms. Regular APR $28.99 for newly opened accounts. APR may vary, subject to credit approval. Offer expires 5/31/2017. So spring is here, and that means it's already hot. Could be the best time to have Walker AC and Heating inspect your system to keep it running at peak performance. If your system just needs repair, that's what they'll do. If it's time for a new system from Trane, that's what they'll do. Give them a call. I trust them. I love them. It's my AC company. 972-4WALKER. 972-4WALKER or WalkerAC.com. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Trane, because it's hard to stop a train.
If you're an unincorporated business owner, it's too late for you. That is, if you've already been sued and lost your home, your car, and your family's life savings. But if you haven't been sued yet, there is still time to incorporate and protect your personal assets. And if you do it right now, you can incorporate in just 10 minutes, because Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners. For your free 10-minute incorporation guide, call now, 1-800-300-9596. Incorporation is the shield that protects your personal assets. Without it, you could lose everything. That's why at Incorporate.com, they just make incorporating or forming an LLC quick and easy. They don't provide legal or financial advice. If someone sues tomorrow, will you lose everything? Don't wait until it's too late. Hurry and call now for your free 10-minute incorporation guide while they're still giving them away for free. Call 1-800-300-9596. That's 1-800-300-9596. 1-800-300-9596.
It's time to honor our veterans with the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. 660 AM The Answer joins with Patriot Mobile to spotlight a veteran each month. If you know a veteran who deserves such an honor, then go to 660amtheanswer.com and nominate them to be Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. Winners will receive a Crossroads Diner gift certificate and an award from Patriot Mobile. Plus, they'll have an opportunity to come to the studios to meet Mark Davis and John David Wells. Go to 660amtheanswer.com to nominate your veteran. That's the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month.
This is 660 AM The Answer, a service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM The Answer.
Fox News radio line, Jane Metzler, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, when the president announces whether the U.S. stays in or pulls out of the Paris Climate Change Agreement.
Press Secretary Sean Spicer says President Trump has heard a lot of opinions.
He consulted with foreign leaders, but he's talked to industry leaders. He's had a lot of input.
Nearly 200 countries, including the U.S. and China, have signed on to the Climate Change Accord, vowing a sharp reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. As a candidate, President Trump promised to back away from the deal.
Fox's Jared Halpern, the president calling his Afghan counterpart after a deadly suicide bombing in a heavily guarded diplomatic quarter in Kabul. It killed nearly 100, 400 others hurt, including 11 Americans. Released in Jupiter, Florida.
You know the reason I'm out with you now?
The tape of Tiger Woods before his DUI arrest. Alcohol not involved, a mix of prescription drugs. Fox News, we report, you decide.
You're listening to 660 AM, The Answer.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention! If you or a loved one suffered serious complications from abdominal hernia surgery, you may be entitled to a significant cash award. Call 800-461-0728. If you had abdominal hernia surgery between October 2010 and June 2016 and suffered serious complications, PhysioMesh may be to blame. Please call now if you or a loved one has had abdominal hernia surgery. You may be entitled to a cash award and compensation. Time is limited. If you or a loved one's life has been affected by complications, pain, or more surgeries after an abdominal hernia surgery performed between October 2010 and June 2016, you may be entitled to a cash award and compensation. Call 800-461-0728 now. Call 800-461-0728. Our toll-free phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-461-0728. That's 800-461-0728. 800-461-0728.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, you should give Physicians Mutual Insurance Company a call. 1-800-500-0898. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away. So you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-500-0898. That's 1-800-500-0898. 1-800-500-0898.
If you're a sleep apnea sufferer who's on the go to your phone. Because if you give us a call right now, you'll be able to try the world's first portable mini CPAP device absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP, an engineering marvel that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Its unique design is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. No more dragging around a big, bulky CPAP. Even better, now you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights by calling minicpap.com, 1-800-600-2804. Transcend is FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. You can also add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't wait. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-600-2804. That's 1-800-600-2804.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. Look who's here. My friend Chef Tom Fleming of the Crossroads Diner, offering up great breakfast and lunch from their location northeast corner of Preston and Campbell in Dallas. Treat yourself to the great recipes, fresh ingredients, and home-style goodness we've come to love. Here's something else to love on those busy weekend mornings.
And that's why we have the No Wait app that you can download on your phone, and you can get on the wait list. And so then while you're on the wait list, you can monitor it through the No Wait app and get some things done. So you're not sitting at home waiting to go to Crossroads and trying to fight that line. Get online on the app and download it, get in line and monitor it. So, hey, babe, we're going to go to breakfast, but first we can go here, here, and here, get our chores done, and then we're going to have breakfast.
Breakfast and lunch, 7 to 2, Tuesday through Sunday. Lunch kicks in at 11. Get breakfast anytime. Ask about special events, rehearsal dinners, and more. Check out the menu at crossroads-diner.com. Crossroads Diner, Preston and Campbell. I love it. You will too. Crossroads-diner.com.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. You think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY, Celebrate Freedom 27 from Interstate Batteries.
A day of fun for your family with Crowder, Matthew West, Britt Nicole, Holland, and more.
Saturday, June 24th at South Fork Ranch. Get your official Celebrate Freedom 27 t-shirts, memorabilia, VIP experiences, and more at CelebrateFreedom.com.
Sponsored by Interstate Batteries, Care Now, Splash Kingdom, Cornerstone Staffing, North Texas Chevy Dealers, and 94.9 KLTY.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report.
Hater.
My name is John David Wells. I'm not a hater. I am not a hater.
Don't haterate.
866-660-5759. Coming up a little bit later on, we're going to talk a little bit about spend a little bit of time talking about the ACLU. Has the ACLU gone Sharia compliant? We're going to be talking about that a little bit later on. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. This was an amazing day for those of us who have been looking at the supposed collusion between the Russians and the Trump campaign, transition, and administration. We've been looking at this. I've been looking at this going, you know, these people really need to stop pushing so hard on this, because this is going to come back and slap them really, really, really hard. And so far, most of what I've said about this has come true. Regarding the Russian collusion with the Trump campaign, transition, and administration, what I said was, okay, if there's a crime, somebody needs to tell me what it is. Having conversations with Russians is not against the law, even in an election year, even if you're running for president. And nothing came up. People would say, my God, he's been talking with the Russians. And I said, about what? No answers. There were no answers available because there have been no answers available. The President of the United States cannot have a conversation in the White House with no American reporters around without a transcript showing up somewhere, without a near word-for-word report of what was discussed in the room at the time, the next day. And yet, Robert Mueller has had the collusion case now for almost 2 weeks, and we haven't heard anything about anything, except, of course, that he and James Comey are going to get together to make sure that we get the story correct. Which means, wait a minute, you're going to meet with James Comey before you start drawing conclusions? Former director of the FBI, Robert Mueller, really? All of this is, you know, coming down in such a way as to what the hell is happening in the United States government. But like I said before, I'm waiting for hard data. So far, no hard data, nothing. All the while, by the way, Hillary Clinton's out with an interview today where she says that her email thing, well, that's a nothing burger. I'm sorry, that server that was sitting there right down the hallway from the SCIF, which was installed in your house by the United States government at some huge cost, the Secure Compartmented Information Facility, you didn't put it in there because then you'd use a government server so that the people in the government could see the information that was on the server. You didn't want everybody to see what was on the server So when the FBI subpoenaed it, you wiped it, with a cloth. Now, why that's not obstruction of justice, I mean, it was when President Nixon was in office. Why that wasn't obstruction of justice or just outright high crimes and misdemeanors, I have no idea. I remember asking on this broadcast, is this going to be the first presidential candidate who was impeached and removed from office before they were even elected? Well, as it turns out, some of that's coming true. 3 subpoenas went out today. They were issued by the House Intelligence Committee. Each of the 3 demands documents explicitly naming 3 top officials of the Obama administration. Susan Rice, who for whatever reason needed to unmask several names in incidental data collection. She simply had to have those names for national security reasons. Really? What national security reasons? She hasn't talked to anybody. She doesn't plan on talking to anybody. But she got another subpoena today. UN Ambassador Samantha Power got one. Uh-oh. This goes into the State Department. What do they want to talk about in the State Department with Samantha Power? And then there's CIA Director John Brennan, the guy that I have been watching ever since I found out that he swore into office on an original copy of the Constitution from 1794. You know, the one without the Bill of Rights in it? How appropriate. I've been saying you need to watch out for this guy, and you're about to find out why. But if you want to know who the deep state is, you got some of the ringleaders right there. Throw in Valerie Jarrett and James Clapper, and you got just about, and you already have James Comey, so you got just about all of them. The 3 subpoenas among a total of 7 signed by panel chairman Devin Nunes were served on the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Central Intelligence Agency, and the National Security Agency. And all 3 explicitly referenced unmasking, a signal that the House panel is intensifying its investigation into allegations that Obama-era aides improperly demanded the unmasking of names of associates of President Trump that had appeared in coded terms in classified intelligence reports, then leaked the data to news media organizations. If that is true and can be proven, people will go to prison. The other 4 subpoenas were issued at the behest of the committee's ranking Democrat, Representative Adam Schiff. They were said to be duplicative of subpoenas already issued by the Senate Intelligence Committee, which is conducting a parallel probe. These are 4 focused, sources said, on persistent but yet unsubstantiated allegations of collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russian government, as well as the case of Michael Flynn. This is where I keep saying you guys need to be careful about what you wish for, because you're going to get the information that you want. Right offhand, I can tell you it's going to take you right back to John Brennan, right back to Susan Rice. And it wouldn't surprise me if it also involved Seth Rich and a couple of other very serious problems for the Democrat National Committee and the Democrat Party in general. And I'm pretty sure that all of this is going to exonerate the Trump administration and transition and campaign. And if that's the case, the people that were egging on this investigation or these several investigations in the first place need to quit. They need to get out of office, because all they've done at this particular moment is slow down the people's choice for president. That's all they've done. They've got no smoking gun. There is no Watergate. There is no big mess, at least as far as today is concerned. This could all change. When it changes, I will report it here. But there are big things afoot, and they are frightening because the implications are, oh my. Targets of these 4 subpoenas that were asked for by Representative Adam Schiff are to be Michael Cohen, a longtime Trump attorney. Cohen has denied participating in any efforts at collusion with the Kremlin. Flynn, through attorneys, has unsuccessfully sought immunity from prosecution in exchange for congressional testimony. Expect that to continue. The inclusion of Powers' name on the subpoenas marks the first time of the former UN ambassador in the controversy surrounding the Obama administration's use of unmasking. Capitol Hill sources told Fox News they're devoting increased scrutiny to Power, a former historian and winner of the Pulitzer Prize, who worked as a foreign policy advisor in the Senate office of Barack Obama before joining his administration, because they have come to see her role in the unmasking as larger than previously known and eclipsing those of former officials. Uh-oh. Rice has previously denied any improper activity in her use of unmasking. The allegation is that somehow the Obama administration officials utilized intelligence for political purposes. That's absolutely false, Rice told MSNBC on April 4th. But then again, she also said that the Benghazi attack was because of a video shot by some guy in San Diego. 5 times. James in Dallas, welcome to the Wells Report. Thanks for joining us.
Well, you could add 2 more names to that, and that'll be Uma Abedin, and she is the key to get to Hillary Clinton, of course, if she survives once she's given a subpoena. And James Comey will be the next one, because he's been the block and the lapdog for all of this to begin with.
You know, I really have to believe it's true, even though I hate to agree with you. But
Well,
I came to the conclusion that James Comey was the ringleader of the deep state. And I think he is.
He controls all the information. Everything gets bottled up in there. And all the things that just died, they die at the FBI. And I lost any respect and any trust in him when he did what he did, when he decided to say that no credible attorney or prosecutor,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got news. That's not his call. He doesn't have that jurisdiction. That is to be done by the DOJ. They make those determinations. All he can do is make a recommendation, but he passed the sentence of killing this thing in that conference. And I lost all respect and knew that he was a made man for the Democrats and Hillary.
It even got worse than that the other day when he came up with this idea that the reason he moved forward with a press conference was because there was Russian disinformation out there that he knew to be false, that he was afraid was going to be dropped on the American media. And of course, they're going to absolutely publish it. And that being said, would damage his investigation into Hillary and all of that other stuff. It create too much of a mess. So he moved forward. Then I said, okay, well, geez, James, what if Director Comey didn't know that Russian disinformation was indeed false? Well, that would mean that it was a cover-up, a big one. So when all these investigations, quote-unquote investigations, are finished, I'm expecting somebody to come up with that answer. I want to know what this disinformation was that was so worrisome that James Comey decided to have this presser in the first place, where he threw the case against Hillary Clinton out the window. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friend Josh DeShong. Let's make this the summer where Josh sells your home as quickly as he sold ours. I love this guy. You get the Josh DeShong promise. He comes, sits down with you. You talk price and time frame. You reach an agreement on a price you'd love and a time frame you can handle. And if he can't sell that house of yours at that price in that time frame, he buys it. He promises if he can't sell it he buys it. So get going. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net. Now, not only will he do that on the market, but there's an instant buyout program right now. They can give you an offer today without even listing the home. Best part is in a lot of areas throughout North Texas, you're getting full market value without even listing the home, not worrying about showings and stuff. So if you're really ready to move fast, go for the instant buyout program. 972-325-6644. Ask about it at 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. In the last 2 months, we've saved our customers over $500,000. How'd we do it? With our exclusive partnership with your utility provider, we get to offer instant rebates of up to $1,500 when you replace that worn-out AC system. When you combine that with Carrier's Cool Cash savings of up to $3,500, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. Now that's how you save people money without gimmicks. But you'll have to hurry because the utility funds can run out at any time. So we're scheduling our free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis. My friends at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. Summertime message for you. You've been thinking about getting LASIK for weeks, months, years. Here comes summer. You haven't done it. Let's do it right now. This is the time. Climate Evangelista Eye Center is the place. Imagine a summer coming up where you can pack a little less in your vacation bag. No backup glasses, no contact solution, no extra cases, extra pairs. A summer where you can just dive right in without finding a safe place for your glasses or run the risk of popping a contact. Let's make this real. A summer with less to stress about. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020 or go to LASIK, L-A-S-I-K, LASIKsurgery.com/summer. Consultation is free. They're all over the place. Dallas, Plano, Arlington, Mount Pleasant, Gun Barrel City. 1-800-714-2020. Don't put it off and say maybe next year. Vision for the life you want to live this summer. Mention Mark Davis, 660 AM The Answer for special summer savings. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hello.
Happy birthday!
Oh, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
We have a surprise for you.
It's from both of us. Hair loss!
Thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to Bosley.
Just because your parents gave you hair loss doesn't mean you have to keep it. Bosley delivers the permanent solution to hair loss. For a free information kit, simply text the word GREAT to 543-543. Bosley is the world's most experienced hair restoration expert, always pioneering the latest technology. Our doctors are rigorously trained hair specialists, committed to giving you the permanent hair loss solution that's right for you. We treat your hair with unparalleled expertise and experience. Millions of men and women have come to Bosley for our permanent solution to hair loss. Now it's your turn. Give yourself a gift, a fuller head of hair. Get your free information kit by texting GREAT to 543-543. Plus, get a gift certificate for $250 off. That's GREAT to 543-543.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. So about 4 years ago, The Associated Press announced their telephone records for 20 of the reporters had been subpoenaed by the Obama administration Justice Department. The government at the time was apparently looking for CIA leaks about an operation in Yemen. This occurred at the same time as a very similar investigation was opened up with James Rosen of Fox News. Not just James Rosen, but also his family. According to News Today from the New York Post, a Washington source says it's happening again. The Justice Department has gotten a warrant from the U.S. Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, the FISA court, to conduct electronic surveillance on a group of journalists who've been the recipient of leaked information. The journalists are not the target, according to the source, and that's nice and everything, but the Trump administration is looking for the leaker. Who could it be? Some in the administration are focusing on a retired high-ranking military officer who held important posts in the intelligence service. Who could that be? I don't have any idea that it could be Michael Hayden. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Who else could it be? I doubt very sincerely that it's Michael Hayden, because Michael's smarter than that. I mean, seriously. You want to talk about a big brain guy? Michael Hayden. No, this is somebody that would be blinded by politics. Michael Hayden would only be blinded by... What would he be blinded by? He'd be blinded by a concern that he was going to run out of tools to be able to do his job. That's his blind spot. Politics is not a blind spot for General Michael Hayden. Just never has been, never will be. But put him in a position where he's responsible for human intelligence, putting all that stuff together, getting that data out of the field and so on, and he will tell you that his agency, the NSA, and did tell us that the NSA was going deaf and blind and dumb. Like I said, that was 4 or 5 years ago, and things have mightily changed. Because at that point, none of us really cared one way or another whether anybody was on the wrong side of the law when it came to secret courts and secret warrants and all this stuff. Some in the administration, we're talking about the Trump administration, are focusing on a retired high-ranking military officer who held important posts in the intelligence services. Not just Michael Hayden, every other person. There are a lot of other people that fit that. And I guarantee it's not Michael Hayden. The possibility a high-ranking leaker was getting some of the information from people inside the White House who are holdovers from the Obama administration is something that you have to consider as well. Those White House leakers, said to be 3 people, have already been fired or soon will be, according to the source. And these cases have been turned over to the Justice Department for possible prosecution. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. The plot is thickening. The plot is thickening. And where does this go? Straight to the moneyed interests of the Obama administration. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friend Josh DeShong. Let's make this the summer where Josh sells your home as quickly as he sold ours. I love this guy. You get the Josh DeShong promise. He comes, sits down with you, you talk price and time frame. You reach an agreement on a price you'd love and a time frame you can handle. And if he can't sell that house of yours at that price in that time frame, he buys it. He promises if he can't sell it he buys it. So get going. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net. Now, not only will he do that on the market, but there's an instant buyout program right now. They can give you an offer today without even listing the home. Best part is in a lot of areas throughout North Texas, you're getting full market value without even listing the home, not worrying about showings and stuff. So if you're really ready to move fast, go for the instant buyout program. 972-325-6644. Ask about it at 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call now. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
I have actually been on Balance of Nature for a year now. I have MS, and I recently had an MRI. This is the first year that I've had a stable MRI, so I'm thrilled. When I have an MRI with MS, usually there are glowing spots that come through, which is damage on the nerves in my brain and my spinal cord, and when they're glowing, it means they're active. And then my last MRI, they pulled it up, and I honestly couldn't believe that it was my MRI. There was nothing glowing. And in fact, the dark spots were shrinking. They were healing. And the doctor actually said to me, I think we're in remission. I was so happy. I had no idea that that could be my reality.
The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies free. And we'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My air conditioner broke down.
Sorry, but your home insurance doesn't cover air conditioner breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my air conditioner?
I'm afraid not.
But his air conditioner could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus components of 20 other major home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-4811. Home insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Life happens. Have a plan. Get a home warranty from American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-4811. That's 1-800-300-4811. 1-800-300-4811.
There are two things every parent wants when their child goes to college: for their child to do well and a way to afford it. Now, with Discover Student Loans, parents can have the best of both worlds. Not only do our loans cover up to 100% of school-certified costs with zero fees, but we'll give them a cash reward for each new student loan if they earn at least a 3.0 GPA or equivalent. That means every A in history or B in math could help them earn a cash reward for good grades. Just one of the many ways we treat you like you'd treat you. Apply now in 15 minutes or less at discoverstudentloans.com. Limitations apply.
Up to 50% off hot deals with the Dell Memorial Day sale? Are you kidding me? That's huge. Dell has all the technology you need with an amazing selection, including the latest Dell PCs with Intel Core processors and gorgeous Samsung TVs. You can get a Google Home and Nest bundle, booming Bose audio, and so much more. Shop big Memorial Day deals by visiting Dell.com/Memorial Day. You could save up to 50% on select products by calling 800-BUY-DELL.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report, must-hear radio on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I found this to be mildly humorous. So what I thought I would do is I would share it with you. At 12:06 in the morning, Eastern Time, the President of the United States tweeted this, despite the constant negative press, Covfefe. By 6 a.m., the tweet had been deleted. Shortly afterwards, Trump tweeted this. Who can figure out the true meaning of Covfefe? Covfefe. Enjoy. Now, this whole thing is stupid. And the reason the whole thing is stupid is because he was trying to type out the word coverage. He misspelled it, or it was misspelled by spell check, who, for whatever reason, has this very annoying habit of correcting properly spelled words into improperly spelled ones, but that are also correct. I'm not going to tell you what it turned Dana Perino's last name into, but it rhymed with hissing. So Covfefe became the very latest in this Donald Trump is too stupid to be the president. That's what it's been turned into. And of course, Chris Cillizza, who is the analyst, CNN editor at large for CNN, is, there's no mistake too small that our president can make that can't get blown out of proportion and demagogued for political effect, according to Chris. Listen to what Chris Cillizza has to say. What we have today, and really what we have had since the day Trump came into the White House, is a deeply isolated president who spends lots of time, particularly at night and in the early morning, watching TV and tweeting. That lack of discipline reveals there is simply no one who can tell Trump no, or at least no one whom he will listen to. Actually, Chris, it should be no one who he will listen to. Who, not whom. And he goes on to say that that's important, especially now, as speculation runs rampant that Trump is on the brink of a major staff overhaul in the wake of Communications Director Mike Dubke resigning yesterday. The animating idea behind many of these staff stories is how people Trump brings in will affect how he acts and governs on a daily basis. This is a false premise. The simple fact is that no staffer exists on the planet who can tell Trump something he doesn't want to hear and have him take it to heart. Donald Trump doesn't want Jim Baker, said CNN's Gloria Borger, speaking of the legendary chief of staff for both Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush. Donald Trump is his own James Baker, and he is his own strategist, which I agree with. Not only do I agree with it, but I'm pretty sure it's okay. Everyone is upset about the fact that Donald Trump is using Twitter. He does make mistakes. These mistakes have been jumped on by the press and jumped on by the press and jumped on by the press and jumped on by the press over and over and over again until they become tiresome. Underneath all of this is an obvious dislike for President Trump for any reason. Republican elected officials have politely suggested that President Trump use Twitter less and differently. Use it to rally his massive online support base behind policy initiatives rather than as a tool to exact revenge on people Trump thinks have wronged him. White House staffers have done the same, occasionally floating the idea that at one point or another Trump finally got it was going to tweet differently from here on out. And then we get Cov Fefe. What it should prove is Trump is neither willing or able to change his stripes. He's a 70-year-old man, will be 71 June 14th, who has had much success in his life and believes the way in which he was elected president, against all odds and doing everything traditional politics said not to do. It's an affirmation that he is the only person who really understands his supporters and the mood of the country. Do you agree? Do you believe that Donald Trump understands those of us who voted for him, and does he understand the mood of the country? I would say yes. And I would also say that I am no longer concerned about Donald Trump's tweeting. In fact, I think it's relatively cool that the President of the United States could take to a direct communication medium and communicate with us directly. I also like it that he is sharing his human foibles with us. Obviously, Cov Fefe has nothing to do with anything real. But it was turned into a fact that Donald Trump is incompetent, he's too tired, he's this, he's that. Someone said today that he has the classic symptoms of sleep deprivation. Okay. You know, what I've learned is that this country is doing pretty well all by itself. You know, this country's doing just fine with President Trump as the president. As a matter of fact, the only thing that's going wrong are the anti-American progressive thug left that are trying to foist a political coup on this president. But that has nothing to do with Donald Trump. That has to do with the fact that these aforementioned anti-American progressive leftists believe that we, the people of the United States, are too stupid to be able to elect our own presidents. And let's play this out for just a moment logically, shall we? Who's been in charge of the school systems for the last 40 years? That's right. Anti-American progressive left thugs. If Americans are too stupid to elect the right person, it's because of them. Again, it's because of them. Because they run the schools. And if we got out of the schools anywhere between 1975 and 1985, and we apparently got all this wrong, well, it's because the people that were teaching us were corrupt and not up to the job. Corrupt and incompetent. Does that sound leftist progressive thuggishness to you? Is that what it sounds like? No, it sounds like another aspect of leftist progressivism. These are people who are elitists. They believe that they're the smartest people in the room, no matter what room they're in. And they routinely mangle themselves beyond recognition. So we really only hear from them once every 70 years, 70, 80 years, somewhere in that vicinity. And Donald Trump is the antidote. (866-660-5759). Do you have any problem with Donald Trump tweeting? I do not. Cowgirl in Arlington, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
You know something? The man's brain is going and is thinking. He's not an automaton. He's not robotic. He's not scripted. He's really thought-provoking and trying to get Americans to have a new level of consciousness and to rise above the muck. And I tell you what, okay, so when you start to right a ship, he's starting to right the ship. It's like draining the swamp. People are getting nauseated. They don't get the fact that we have to turn this country around. And people, it's uncomfortable. So I expect it. And I think he's doing a great job at helping people through it, through tweeting. You know, and he's funny. He has a great sense of humor. What is wrong with it, JD?
Nothing. You see, here's the thing. The only thing that was wrong with it is that, say, for example, President Obama started it. He was the first president to tweet. But like everything else that President Obama touched, it had a political purpose. Consequently, the political purpose was somewhat limited. The political, in the Obama years, Twitter was kind of a limited access point. But that's only because President Obama would never say anything that would create a problem. Don't do stupid S word, comes to mind. Donald Trump he doesn't care that much. He doesn't care if he looks stupid every now and then. We all do. And there's also something else. The mainstream media and the people that have been covering Donald Trump are going to crap on him any chance they get for any reason they can come up with. Today, I was watching Shepard Smith. I was watching Shepard Smith reporting on Fox. And he kept saying, embarrassingly, that the president had called for a change in the way that the Senate does business. Just do a 51 majority vote on everything and get rid of the filibuster. Well, Shepard Smith tied that together with the filibuster and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't he realize that there is no filibuster currently going on? And I listened to that for a couple of minutes, and Donald Trump was talking about the filibuster as in an institution of the Senate, not a particular filibuster that was happening at that particular moment. See, and that's the thing that really surprised me. Because Shep normally is hip enough to realize what's actually being said. But he decided to interpret it a different way that made no sense. And then he said that Mitch McConnell had to do something to get 50 votes. He didn't have 50 votes, and he was concerned that he wasn't going to be able to get 50 votes for this repeal and replace thing. Even through reconciliation, said Shep, and I finally tweeted, I said, listen, while we're splitting hairs, you got to have 51 votes to get something passed with a simple majority in the United States Senate. 51 votes, not 50. I didn't hear anything back from Shepard Smith, but you know what? If you're going to split hairs, what you really need to be careful of is that they don't split you back. Donald Trump does not meet the either expectations or the standards of certain people in the news media. These people are different. These are basically never Trumpers, as opposed to just being leftist, anti-American leftist progressive thugs. These are never Trumpers like Shepard Smith. If you're going to do that, then what you need to do is you need to make sure that you get it right when you're talking about Donald Trump getting it wrong. It doesn't make any difference to the anti-American progressive thug left because they're just going to be anti-anything that makes America better. And these are the artists formerly known as the Democrat Party. I think Donald Trump is a human being. I think Donald Trump realizes that he has nothing to lose because the mainstream media has been so awful to him this whole time. What's he going to lose if he just does it his way? The answer is nothing. When it comes right down to it, the only difficulties that President Trump has had have been generated by the media. Had a spectacular trip to the Middle East. He's done amazing things with his executive orders, even though I hate the executive order governance that he's been using. He's been doing it well. I hate the fact that the Justice Department, the judicial system is against him. I hate that the mainstream media is against him. So he can do just about anything he wants to. I mean, what are they going to do? Say nasty things about him? This is the Wells Report.
In 1967, Arab forces attempted to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. 6 days later, Israel triumphed. Jerusalem will be unified for the first time in nearly 2,000 years. Honor the 50-year anniversary of this historic triumph by joining Mike Gallagher and Dennis Prager for Stand with Israel, a 9-day odyssey celebrating Israel's past, present, and future. Explore Israel's heritage at Galilee and Jerusalem. Embrace the present, touring modern Tel Aviv. You'll meet with high-ranking Israeli leaders and understand more deeply the complexities and marvels of modern Israel. You'll walk on soil contended for with courage. As a conservative American, you can show your support. Stand with Israel. October 22nd through November 1st includes luxury accommodations, delicious meals, and safe transportation.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis from my friends at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. Summertime message for you. You've been thinking about getting LASIK for weeks, months, years. Here comes summer. You haven't done it. Let's do it right now. This is the time. Climate Evangelista Eye Center is the place. Imagine a summer coming up where you can pack a little less in your vacation bag. No backup glasses, no contact solution, no extra cases, extra pairs. A summer where you can just dive right in without finding a safe place for your glasses or running the risk of popping a contact. Let's make this real. A summer with less to stress about. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020 or go to LASIK, L-A-S-I-K, LASIKsurgery.com/summer. Consultation is free. They're all over the place. Dallas, Plano, Arlington, Mount Pleasant, Gun Barrel City. 1-800-714-2020. Don't put it off and say maybe next year. Vision for the life you want to live this summer. Mention Mark Davis, 660 AM The Answer for special summer savings. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. In the last 2 months, we've saved our customers over $500,000. How'd we do it? With our exclusive partnership with your utility provider, we get to offer instant rebates of up to $1,500 when you replace that worn-out AC system. When you combine that with Carrier's Cool Cash savings of up to $3,500, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. Now that's how you save people money without gimmicks. But you'll have to hurry because the utility funds can run out at any time. So we're scheduling our free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. It has long been my pleasure to sing the praises of the Good Feet stores, America's #1 arch support experts, helping people walk better, feel better, work better, be happier, because they're out of foot pain. And those locations in Plano, Fort Worth, and Southlake are familiar to you. But open now in Waco, right in front of Cabela's off Loop 340. It's Good Feet's Waco location. So everybody within any kind of distance of a Good Feet location has instant access to people who are going to help your feet feel better, get you out of pain today so you can walk, work, travel, live the way you want, free of foot pain. It can often radiate upwards to leg pain, hip pain, back pain. Learn more at the goodfeetdfw.com website, goodfeetdfw.com, and then get on in there for the inserts that'll help you walk and work and travel and live life happily. Plano, Fort Worth, Southlake, and now in Waco, the Good Feet stores, goodfeetdfw.com, goodfeetdfw.com.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. Do you think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
660 AM. The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. Let me get to Don in Plano. Don, thanks for joining us. Hi.
Well, thank you. I want to agree with you wholeheartedly about Shepard Smith. He is totally a never Trumper. I watched him yesterday. His first 36 minutes was all negative Trump of an hour show.
Yeah, he's making a mistake. And I'm not sure that he's not doing it with the encouragement of the Murdoch guys, the Murdoch sons. I'm really concerned about the future of Fox News.
Oh, me too. In fact, when Shepard Smith comes on, I cut it. I change channels.
Well, it's not so much that I'm giving Shep some room to work. I don't think that he's going to be able to. I don't think he's going to be able to overcome this. In which case, I'll find something else to watch at 2:00 like you. But at one point, I really truly believed that Shepard Smith was the best news anchor in America. But he has stepped away from that very straightforward, very witty, very balanced, very good Shepard Smith that I'm very happy to see, into this taking shots at the President of the United States at will, and oh, by the way, getting it wrong from time to time. And that's just a no-go. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to cover your ears, because there's an alternative to bankruptcy, and it could be better than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to cover your ears now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S.
Check 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Donald Trump finished his first foreign policy trip, and it was a triumph. Well, until he got to Europe, in which case he made a lot of enemies, maybe because he said he's going to back away from the ridiculous fiction that is the Paris Climate Accords. Yeah, there are an awful lot of socialist politicians that are looking forward to a dramatic influx of money they don't deserve from people that can't afford it. Anyway, Donald Trump says, no, we're not going to do that, hopefully, or maybe. We'll find out next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis, you amazing human being. Thank you very much for waking me up on Thursday morning to get me to say something besides. Anyway, better not do that. Little wheels off. Mark Davis, good Thursday morning, brother. Thanks for letting me come by and say hello. On the next edition of the Wells Report, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about how President Trump wants to back out of the Paris Climate Accords. Nothing could make me happier. This is a giant conspiracy among socialist European leaders to get tax money from people who can't afford it, to do things that won't matter, to do things supposedly to save the economy, to do things supposedly to save the climate that won't do diddly squat. We'll explain the whole thing next time on the Wells Report.
VA Secretary David Shulkin. Fox News. We report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer.
Hello, Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor here. I got a little show on the weekends, Sunday morning, and it's about natural organic gardening. We talk about landscaping and pest control. We talk about tree care. We talk about specific pest control on some things where other people say there are no solutions. Things like oak wilt, rose rosette, crepe myrtle bark scale, and fungal canker on Italian cypress. Join me every Sunday morning, 8 to 11, right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you may be kicking yourself in the head. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial, and interest rates have gone up recently and will continue to rise, but they're still at historical lows. So don't delay. Let us lower your monthly payment, consolidate a first and second, pay off other debt, or drop you into a 15-year loan with no closing costs. That's right. Nothing's rolled into your loan. We'll pay for your appraisal, title, underwriting, settlement fee, everything. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Whether it's a purchase or refinance, you'll pay no closing costs. You won't spend a dime. Think about it. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how we can save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. And by the way, Westland Financial now is proud to offer reverse mortgages for our clients over 62. So call us at 888-455-3669. The only way you can lose money is not to call Westland Financial. That's 888-455-3669. 888-455-3669.
Westland Financial Corp. is located at 200 East Sandpoint Avenue, Suite 800, Santa Ana, California, 92707. Licensed by the Texas Department of Savings and Mortgage Lending as an SML mortgage banker. NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
My legs were awful. I always felt uncomfortable and self-conscious.
I had never been real happy about the spider veins in my ankles and my legs.
I started noticing fatigue in my leg.
I was so self-conscious. Then I went to Vein Clinics of America.
It's time to love your legs again. Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I found the Vein Clinics of America, and look at my legs now.
You just feel like, you know what, I want to do so much today. It's such a big difference.
My experience with Vein Clinics of America was amazing.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for summer. Call now to schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Call 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, you should give Physicians Mutual Insurance Company a call. 1-800-500-0898. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away. So you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-500-0898. That's 1-800-500-0898. 1-800-500-0898.
Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY's Celebrate Freedom 27 from Interstate Batteries.
A day of fun for your family with Crowder, Matthew West, Britt Nicole, Holland, and more.
Saturday, June 24th at South Fork Ranch. Get your official Celebrate Freedom 27 t-shirts, memorabilia, VIP experiences, and more at CelebrateFreedom.com.
Sponsored by Interstate Batteries, Care Now, Splash Kingdom, Cornerstone Staffing, North North Texas Chevy dealers and 94.9 KLTY.
If worrying about affording retirement keeps you up at night or stresses you out, don't miss this free Money Matters Retirement Seminar. Choose 1 p.m. Saturday, Hilton Rockwall, 7 p.m. Tuesday, June 6th, Fort Worth Medical District, or Wednesday, June 7th in Plano. Find out how to plan for retirement income, how to help make your money last, the best age to take Social Security, what you could do to help protect your retirement from a stock market crash, and much more. Reserve now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net. Or call 800-994-0302.
It's time to honor our veterans with the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. 660 AM The Answer joins with Patriot Mobile to spotlight a veteran each month. If you know a veteran who deserves such an honor, then go to 660amtheanswer.com and nominate them to be Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. Winners will receive a Crossroads Diner gift certificate and an award from Patriot Mobile. Plus, they'll have an opportunity to come to the studios to meet Mark Davis and John David Wells. Go to 660amtheanswer.com to nominate your veteran. That's the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. I've been telling you about Relief Factor for about 6 months now. I've been using Relief Factor for a lot longer than that. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, knee pain, general muscle aches and pain, do what I did. Go to relieffactor.com, order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. Try it for 3 weeks, $19.95. Relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call toll free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. From time to time, I have been accused of something that is not true. I have been...
What?
I know. I have been accused of something...
Truth spoken here, remember?
Yeah, I know. Truth spoken here. I have been accused of things that I'm not true, that are simply not true. Mainly by
Don't blame anybody else.
No, this comes from the executive producer. Yeah.
Technical director says you're lying.
See? So you see, Matt was trying to tell me that that the executive producer of the broadcast is not responsible for any of the
you say on the air
aforementioned, shall we say, shortcomings of my communications ability, leading to what is obviously a very serious misunderstanding. See how this works? I have been from time to time somewhat critical of the, shall we say, supercharged female ideal that is currently the case in the society of the United States. Okay? These are, you know, these women. These women are, well, people who pretty much have it their own way. And mostly at the expense of, say, for example, men. And I have been somewhat, shall we say, plain in my assessment of how women got to this lofty circumstance. Hang on a second. Is that Will? Is that Will from Dallas? Hang on. I'll talk to him. Hang on. Let me finish this one point. I'll talk to him. Hang on just this one point. We've got Will, the leftist progressive, the anti-American leftist progressive thug on the phone. Hang on just a second. We'll get to him in just a minute. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that I am not a woman hater in any way, shape, or form, even though the executive producer of the Wells Report took me to task for even bringing that up as a statement of reality earlier today. More about that in just a couple of moments. Let me get to Will, the anti-American leftist political thug. How's it going, Will? Welcome to the Wells Report.
Hey, it's always a pleasure, Mr. Wells.
What now?
What now?
Yeah. What now? What do you want, Will?
I am still flabbergasted by this whole notion that you have about hypocrisy in the media because they're not covering Trump the way they did Obama. Well, guess
now,
what?
That's not what I'm saying. And by the way, you got a glass flabber. If you're flabbergasted at this, you've just got a glass flabber.
Well, that is an expression I imagine very few Americans are familiar with. But go on, please.
Listen, here's the thing. The American media, and I don't care which side of the political spectrum that you're espousing to, but the American media is reporting propaganda. They are not reporting news. They're reporting. I mean, this fake news phenomena is not a phenomenon now. It is a way of doing business. They have turned themselves from news to propagandists. And that is not, I don't see how you and I can argue about that.
I think it's interesting that you say it that way, that what you stated as an assertion without any evidence is unarguable. Like, I have no right to disagree with you on that. I think that's kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, how it's unassailable.
Well, maybe perhaps in your mind, sir, but there is plenty out there.
You need to tell me. You need to let's take the supposed collusion of the Trump campaign transition and administration with the Russians. Let's take a look at that.
Sure. Well, good heavens, where do you want to begin? With
all I want to do is
with the congressional or with the House Intelligence Committee.
Well, hang on just a minute.
I
will tell you.
Or with the FBI. Which one do you wish to begin with?
I will tell you if you just hush.
My fault.
Okay, so here's the way this works. Okay, we have a special counsel. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
We have a House Intelligence Committee investigation.
That's also correct.
We have a Senate Intelligence Committee investigation.
That's also correct.
We have an FBI investigation.
A criminal investigation.
Investigation, yes.
Yeah, that's also correct.
Yes. And have you heard anything from any of those four, that has to do with anything having to do with actual collusion between Trump and the Russians?
Well, let me stop you right there, because let me ask you this question. Can you name an investigation besides the Hillary Clinton investigation where the details of the evidence are being released to the public as the investigation is ongoing?
Anything that Donald Trump says in the Oval Office.
Oh, that was the production of any of those investigations. Which one?
No. Well, what I'm trying to say is that everything that President Trump has been talking about for the last month has made it to the front page of the Washington Post.
Welcome to the job of being president.
No, that is not the case at all.
Okay.
No, we're talking about things like, for example, everybody made fun of the president because he left out the American media. Okay, he left out the American media when he had a public meeting with the Russian foreign minister, Sergei
Lavrov.
Yeah, Lavrov. Thank you, Sergei Lavrov, and he let a couple of TASS reporters in. There were no
American media presence.
None. And yet, the next day, there was a full transcript of the conversation on the front page of the Washington Post.
Well, what a surprise! You know, reporters get leaks.
All you need to do
realities of an adult.
Will, all you need to do is come up with one circumstance where that happened in the Obama administration. Just one.
Why is that necessary?
Because we're balanced, right? We're trying
because
you're saying that what I'm saying is not true. What I'm saying is true. What I'm saying is that the mainstream media has become a propaganda mill. And what you're saying is that it hasn't. And you're saying that leaks are just a fact of life if you're the president of the United States. Well, no. What I'm saying is that's not true. And I invited you to come up with one leak out of a President Obama meeting with any foreign president.
I understand everything that you're saying. Let me clear up one thing. I never accused you of lying.
No, I know that.
Well, you just said that in your remarks.
Well, you were saying,
ago.
okay,
So
I'm sorry.
I had to clarify.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You were saying that what I was saying was not true.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it was not true in calling you a liar,
I gotcha.
Intentionally being false.
No, that's fine.
That's a different story. Anyways, that being put aside, I have totally lost my train of thought on that.
Well, that's okay. What we were talking about is you were trying to argue that the mainstream media was not a propaganda source, and I'm telling you it is.
Well, let me put it this way. I mean, when you're talking about it is a propaganda source or it's not, you're talking about a binary choice based on the entire volume of their work. Are you telling me that when I read the weather report in the Dallas Morning News that I am supposed to believe that that's liberal bias for all over it?
What I'm telling you, Will, and I'll finish up my portion of this conversation with this. When the Washington Post reports on all things having to do with Trump, and 98% of it is negative. When CNN reports on all things Trump, and 98% of it is negative. When the New York Times reports on everything Trump, and it's 97%, and on and on and on. When a news product, and there were positive things to report from the Trump administration.
Like what?
Like, for example, he was able to say stabilize America's job situation.
Okay, that happened under the Trump administration. He didn't inherit a situation where 5% unemployment was the reality the day he was inaugurated.
Yeah, except it got into the 4.5s.
Oh, well, congratulations. He dropped it by
and also stock prices. Were you guys proud? Okay, Will. All right, Will. Okay, Will. Okay. See, this is it's good to have you, and I appreciate it. It's always good to have you. It means a lot to me. But once again, everybody was talking about how great things were when the stock market hit 20,000 and the president and so on, and with President Obama. Well, it's higher than that. And somehow it's not being reported. You were asking me what was good that Trump had done, and that wasn't being reported. Jobs are going through the roof, and that's not being reported. And that's a function of policy things like the gravy train, the great federal government gravy train is coming to an end. There are going to be cuts in food stamps. There are going to be cuts in welfare. There are going to be cuts, and people have to go back to work. See, these are good things, especially if you believe that people need to have some impetus to go to work. There are a lot of us who believe that a complete redo of the health insurance situation in the United States was absolutely necessary. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think the government needs to get out of our healthcare completely. There's no place for the government in our healthcare. None. And it needs to, that is a leverage to oppression and tyranny. And if you don't believe me, I want you to go to the London Daily Mail and look up a story where a couple's baby, probably dead now, was not allowed to leave the country for treatment in the United States. that probably would have saved that baby's life over the objections of the baby's parents. And the reason that they didn't do that is because of what Obamacare was going to become. And those of us who can see that coming a mile away don't need to have it actually happen before we get rid of it a mile away. These are things that were not reported on and should have been. Besides, it doesn't make a difference who it is. Nobody can screw up 98% of the time. No one. This is the Wells Report.
You need a plan as you get closer to retirement, a plan that will take you from where you are now to the retirement you've always dreamed about. The first step on that path is to tune into Wealth Smart, Saturdays at 9 a.m. Your host is Reed Johnson, president of Lake Point Advisory Group. Only retire once, but Reed helps people retire every day. Don't miss Wealth Smart every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at lakepointadvisorygroup.com for information on our free area stake dinner seminars and start working on your dream retirement now.
If you're over 40 and you find yourself living with a lack of energy or loss of stamina, you may be deficient in nitric oxide. Ever heard of nitric oxide? It's vital in our bodies. It signals our blood vessels to relax and expand, helping to increase circulation. Nitric oxide has been called the greatest discovery in cardiovascular medicine. But once we reach 40, our bodies don't make enough of it. Here's the good news. Scientists have discovered something that will help your body support healthy nitric oxide levels. Introducing Super Beets, a powerful concentrated superfood that you drink. It supports blood flow and oxygen to your entire body, giving your heart and cardiovascular system a boost. Super Beets helps increase your energy, stamina, and vitality. Call 800-619-1286 and get a 30-day supply of Super Beets for free with your first order, plus free shipping. You'll love the results you'll feel with your free bonus canister guaranteed. It's risk-free. Call 800-619-1286. That's 800-619-1286.
If you're an unincorporated business owner, it's too late for you. That is, if you've already been sued and lost your home, your car, and your family's life savings. But if you haven't been sued yet, there is still time to incorporate and protect your personal assets. And if you do it right now, you can incorporate in just 10 minutes, because Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners. For your free 10-minute incorporation guide, call now, 1-800-300-9596. Incorporation is the shield that protects your personal assets. Without it, you could lose everything. That's why at Incorporate.com, they just make incorporating or forming an LLC quick and easy. They don't provide legal or financial advice. If someone sues tomorrow, will you lose everything? Don't wait until it's too late. Hurry and call now for your free 10-minute incorporation guide while they're still giving them away for free. Call 1-800-300-9596. That's 1-800-300-9596. 1-800-300-9596.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friend Josh DeShong. Let's make this the summer where Josh sells your home as quickly as he sold ours. I love this guy. You get the Josh DeShong promise. He comes, sits down with you, you talk price and time frame. You reach an agreement on a price you'd love and a time frame you can handle. And if he can't sell that house of yours at that price in that time frame, he buys it. He promises if he can't sell it, he buys it. So get going. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net. Now, not only will he do that on the market, but there's an instant buyout program right now. They can give you an offer today without even listing the home. Best part is in a lot of areas throughout North Texas, you're getting full market value without even listing the home, not worrying about showings and stuff. So if you're really ready to move fast, go for the instant buyout program. 972-325-6644. Ask about it at 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My air conditioner broke down.
Sorry, but your home insurance doesn't cover air conditioner breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my air conditioner?
I'm afraid not.
But his air conditioner could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus components of 20 other major home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-4811. Home insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Life happens. Have a plan. Get a home warranty from American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-4811. That's 1-800-300-4811. 1-800-300-4811.
Amazing to realize, but it's been almost 2 years I've been talking with you about Relief Factor, and I can tell you I've been continually inundated with testimonials. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle pain, pains of any kind, do what tens of thousands of others have done so successfully. Go to ReliefFactor.com and order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. 1-800-500-8384. That's 1-800-500-8384.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. So I was trying to say before I was so brilliantly interrupted by our token anti-American leftist progressive political thug. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. Vicky, from time to time, accuses me of being anti-woman, and I'm not anti-woman. However, I am anti-hypocrisy, having to do with the enlightened new age of women as focused on American society as we come to this conversation. For example, I just want to bring this up. For example, I came across this fantastic, and I do mean fantastic, article talking about how births to older moms rise as teen birth rate drops. And I noticed that women in America had been putting off having babies until much later in their lives, in their 30s and 40s. Then I started looking around at other things. U.S. birth rate falls slightly while death rate rises. And then I continued to do some more research. And I found this in the Washington Post from November 29th, 2016. In around 1/3 of United States states, more white people are now dying than are being born, a major shift that is expected to continue and has significant implications for government policy. 17 states, home to 121 million people, or roughly 38% of the country's population, had more deaths than births among non-Hispanic whites in 2014, up from just 4 states a decade earlier. This, according to research released some time ago by the University of New Hampshire's Carsey School of Public Policy. The trend, which cuts across blue and red states and can be found in both urban and rural areas, is expected to expand to more states in the near future, including Vermont, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Oregon, according to the report. While, let's say, white natural decrease when births fail to keep up with deaths is largely due to the aging of baby boomers and declining white fertility rates, especially since the Great Recession. Now, we've also seen a societal political circumstance whereby women, through the process of Roe v. Wade, etc., have been given complete control of the reproductive process. And what I'm trying to find out is whether or not we men in America are going to be able to continue the idea of a nuclear family, or are we going to have to change the way we have children in order to make sure that we have a large enough family to reverse what is a declining birth rate and an expanding death rate among whites in the United States. This is the Wells Report.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you may be kicking yourself in the head. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial, and interest rates have gone up recently and will continue to rise, but they're still at historical lows. So don't delay. Let us lower your monthly payment, consolidate a first and second, pay off other debt, or drop you into a 15-year loan with no closing costs. That's right. Nothing's rolled into your loan. We'll pay for your appraisal, title, underwriting, settlement fee, everything. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Whether to purchase or refinance, you'll pay no closing costs. You won't spend a dime. Think about it. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how we can save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. And by the way, Westland Financial now is proud to offer reverse mortgages for our clients over 62. So call us at 888-455-3669. The only way you can lose money is not to call Westland Financial. That's 888-455-3669. 888-455-3669.
Westland Financial Corp is located at 200 East Sandpoint Avenue, Suite 800, Santa Ana, California, 92707. Licensed by the Texas Department of Savings and Mortgage Lending as an SML Mortgage Banker. NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm telling you right now, it's awesome. I was trying to get my blood pressure regulated, okay? And like after 3 days of taking this thing, my blood pressure went back down to normal. I am ecstatic. I am so happy with this stuff. It is my savior.
This was the first summer that I have not had to have a steroid shot to help me to breathe.
The reason why I'm taking it because I've got Hep C. Once I began taking your stuff, it took a few months, but believe it or not, my liver enzymes are way down and it's normal now. It works.
The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies free, and we'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
It's the most effective product that I've ever bought in my life, but I should have ordered it like 15 years ago.
If you're a sleep apnea sufferer who's on the go to your phone. Because if you give us a call right now, you'll be able to try the world's first portable mini CPAP device absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP, an engineering marvel that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Its unique design is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. No more dragging around a big, bulky CPAP. Even better, now you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights by calling minicpap.com, 1-800-600-2804. Transcend is FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. You can also add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't wait. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-600-2804. That's 1-800-600-2804.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-700-0299. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-700-0299. That's 1-800-700-0299. 1-800-700-0299.
For the last decade, it's been called the greatest libertarian show on earth. This year will be no different. Attended by the most brilliant conservative minds today, join us for Freedom Fest, July 19th through the 22nd at the Paris Resort in Las Vegas. This year, come hear the likes of Greg Gutfeld from Fox News, actor William Shatner, and SRN's very own Larry Elder and Michael Medved. Register now at freedomfest.com and save $100 by using the code REASON100 at freedomfest.com.
It's time to honor our veterans with the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. 660 AM The Answer joins with Patriot Mobile to spotlight a veteran each month. If you know a veteran who deserves such an honor, then go to 660amtheanswer.com and nominate them to be Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. Winners will receive a Crossroads Diner gift certificate and an award from Patriot Mobile. Plus, they'll have an opportunity to come to the studios to meet Mark Davis and John David Wells. Go to 660amtheanswer.com to nominate your veteran. That's the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM, The Answer. Now, more of the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, Mark. You are listening to the Wells Report. John David Wells at your service. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Mark Davis is going to be here tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Mark, what have you got planned for us?
Hey, JD, good Wednesday evening. Decades from now, when we look back at the Trump presidency, what will be the most important thing he did? Save the Constitution from activist justices? That's a good pick. Get serious about ISIS on our borders? Yeah, that's a good one, too. But include this. Pulling us out of the economy-crushing Paris Climate Accords. I'll tell you why that's so vital. And we'll do overnight news and everything you need as well. Tomorrow's Mark Davis Show, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
All right, then. And so here we are. Like I said, I have noticed that in about a third of the nation across political lines that white Americans are dying at a faster rate than are being born. Now, I, having been raised in a situation where my adult life has been spent in the post Roe v. Wade world, I do understand and even agree with the idea that that when it comes to human reproduction, females pretty much get to decide who gets reproduced with and who doesn't. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. It's their job to choose the person who they are going to have a child with. But in the world that we live in now, women have alternatives that they have never had before. And it's been this way for a couple of generations now. And we're seeing a net negative in the number of people who are born to replace the number of people who are dying among the white population. Now, there are a lot of people that say that's a good thing because obviously everything wrong in the world had to do with white Europeans, and we're, getting out of the way of all of the joyous and wonderful things that, happen in, say, for example, Africa and Mexico and all those places today. I mean, obviously what happens in the United States is so far behind that of Nigeria, Kenya, Mexico, and so on and so on, that obviously white people are the problem. Now, when I say that at some point, and I've been looking for a societal solution that does not force women back into the kitchen barefoot and pregnant, responding to the whims of the patrician society to provide progeny as we see fit, as opposed to as they see fit. This is not going to happen. But there are other solutions. And I put a couple of those solutions on the table and then was called a woman hater by Vicky Stifer, who has joined us now to prove or disprove anything that I have said as pure mental and male hokum.
Do you want me to explain the numbers about more white people dying than being born?
Sure.
Let me white-splain that for you.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Us uppity white. Let me have a little white lash on you right now. Us uppity white women have a saying, no money, no honey.
Right.
So we're having children later in life because, well, most white boys don't have any money till about that time.
Well, And the thing about it is, but that's not the way it's been. Like, for example, I had my first baby when I was 26. I didn't have any money. We just jumped into it, man.
I wouldn't have chosen you.
It was an act of faith. Well, and that's what I mean by women having different circumstances. When Susan finally decided that she was ready to have kids, she couldn't possibly allow herself to have another one, insofar as she was freaked out from the time she got pregnant to the time she delivered a perfectly healthy blonde bombshell of a kid.
Yeah, he's pretty much a Viking.
He really is.
Yeah.
He's gigantic.
Yeah.
Mr. Physics?
Whoa. Yeah,
He
Mr.
is.
Physics.
Yeah, super tall, big brain. Yeah, he's going to go out and make a big difference one day, for real. Now, you are a woman hater, John David, as I sit here night after agonizing night.
That's baloney, and you know it. It's complete baloney.
You keep
and
telling
you know
yourself that.
it is.
Okay.
I think that women,
No.
look, I believe that women make significant errors in their societal ramblings.
Mhm.
Like, for example, oh shoot, I was supposed to talk about the ACLU. I'll have to do that tomorrow.
That's okay. I'll talk on their behalf.
Like, for example, well, where's the women's movement decrying the fact that the ACLU has decided to defend against a law that's trying to be passed in New York that would make
Maine,
passed in Maine that would make female genital mutilation a crime.
Mhm.
Okay, the ACLU is fighting against that law.
They're only asking, it would be a class B crime, 20,000, 10 years, up to 10 years in jail.
Yeah. And the thing about it is that the ACLU is saying that, well, you know what, we're going to defend against that law passing because what? They're Sharia compliant?
Well, their explanation was that it doesn't happen often enough to be super concerned with.
Well, you know what? That's bogus. And
It
that's
is
just
bogus.
plain stupid. And how many people do they think are going to be affected by that law? One is too many.
Yeah, absolutely. One is
Okay,
too many.
well, where's the women's movement? Where are they? But because the ACLU is a corrosive, anti-American leftist political thug outfit, the anti-American leftist political thugs in the women's movement, who essentially run the whole thing, are just in league with each other, and they say, for whatever reason, how, I don't know, that this is okay. Am I critical of that? You're damn right I'm critical of that. Does that make me anti-woman? No, it makes me anti-monster.
That's a totally different topic than what we were discussing before.
Well, you see, it is a totally different topic, but the point of the matter is that I am able to see these moments of demagoguery, hypocrisy, and I point them out, and you call me a woman hater.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was mixing up my brownie batter.
Or she just sits there and says something like that.
I don't have any love for this man.
Mixing up her brownie batter.
Are you kidding me? He wants me to go back to the kitchen and make him a turkey.
She wants, yeah, this is Matt Swinton.
This is a love fest here. I love this.
See, Matt is married to Vicky. I am simply a bystander in this battle.
Well, and since I have control over everything, according to you, then he better say the right thing and toe the line.
Vicky, I'm not a woman hater. I'm not.
You are.
I am
You
critical
are.
of women insofar as they have been critical of me.
No.
In equal portions.
Here's what you have said on the Wells Report.
Oh my God.
Here's what you have said.
I'm listening.
Okay, single mothers. You needs to be a nucleus family for a kid to have a chance.
Yes.
It needs a mommy and a daddy. And,
Mama, daddy, sister, brother.
Right.
Right.
The 2.5 kids, which I laugh at that all the time.
Yes.
So then you say, well, men. I mean, if women are doing us wrong, what if we just use them to make babies and then pay them and kick them down the road?
No,
and
that's not
continue
what
our
I said.
life?
That's not what I said.
Well, they make you some brownies on their way out.
No, let me explain. What I said was, you see, now this moves into the new model. Instead of the nuclear family, I was saying, what if this? What if you did essentially what Tom Brady was doing, which was finding someone that you would like to have a child with, and then have a child with this person and endow them with whatever financial arrangement they would see fit. In other words, instead of me finding a woman to love and cherish me until death do us part, instead of depending on that person and that relationship to provide children for me. As a matter of fact, Susan and I had a deal. We were going to have 2 kids. She decided not to have 2 kids. Well, but that was the deal. Had I known she wasn't going to have 2 kids, I don't know that I would have married her, but I did. So the thing about it is that I'm missing a child. Now, what if I had changed my career earlier to be able to fit this circumstance? I got into radio, and it was an industry that was just as good as any other, and I'm making money that is just as good pretty much as most people make, and that's perfectly fine. But the thing about it is that if I was in a position to change the model of how we have children in the United States, which is for me to have children with not one person, but to remain unmarried and essentially purchase the services of women who would have babies for me in a manner that they would find acceptable, I would have to find a different way of paying for that.
Why is it not okay for a mom to be a single mom, but it is okay for you to pay for a surrogate and just go it alone and raise your child?
Because we have seen the results of a lot of single mothers raising children. It's not working.
And so you think that a man raising a child alone is going to work?
Well, here's what I'm saying. I believe that there is a problem in a family when there's no father. And I think that fathers provide an essential source of parenting missing in many of the families in the United States today.
That I 100% agree with.
Okay,
yes.
well, then we've had lots of kids raised by moms only.
Sure.
I don't know that it's not time to have a bunch of kids raised by men only.
But then they would be missing the other component of the nucleus family.
That may be the case, but when it comes right down to it, turning over the entire reproductive process to females who are going to wait until there's more money, who have a career right now and are going to wait until later, who are not going to have more than one kid. Well, there are 2 adults making 1 kid. And so what happens is that that we're cutting the future in half. If we have 2 kids, then what we're doing is we're essentially keeping everything even, when really what you need to have is 4 kids.
But men have a choice too. She may have the ultimate choice of rejection over choosing a mate, but a man has a brain to see red flags just as much as a woman does.
Well, I understand all that, except that, like, for example, let's take a look at the other part of this. My first wife chose to be a single mother, and I was in the way. And so she relegated me to being someone who provided her with kids and provided her with money for well over a decade and a half. That was her vision of that relationship with me. What I'm saying is we reverse it.
Yeah, but not all women are that way.
I understand that, but how many women are that way?
I don't know. It's not my job to know or business to know. All I know is that there are women that are good and loyal and right.
Well, I'm not saying that women that are doing this are not good and loyal and right.
Yeah, but you lump them all together and go, when we talked about Bill O'Reilly, you were like, this woman gave her statement and she was fully dressed with makeup. Maybe I would have taken her more seriously if she didn't have that on. What does that mean?
What I'm saying is this, is that that's kind of not exactly the way I said it. What I said was of all the women that Bill O'Reilly may have made a pass at, and we're probably talking about a half a dozen of them.
Sure.
I asked how many of them had breast implants.
What does that have to do with anything?
Are we supposed to not notice?
No, you're supposed to notice.
Okay, but we're not supposed to say anything.
there are good women who would say, thank you very much, man. Thanks very much. And there are women who would say, give me all your money and give me your job.
How can we tell the difference?
By learning the red flags ahead of time before you jump in.
So
and sign
here's
the
what
paper.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
What we ought to do is we just ought to say, hey, how about this? I'll pay you $100,000 for a healthy child after 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'll pay you $25,000 for 10 years, a year after that for 10 years.
Checking out is not the answer.
Sure it is.
No, it's not.
Because that's essentially the deal that I got. You know, I lost about $100,000 and then I got to pay about $20,000 a year for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to me that I could have done that and not have been married and have been able to have the family the way I wanted it. And everybody would have been happy instead of having this woman that lives out there in North Carolina thinking I'm the biggest jerk in show business, and my executive producer thinking I hate women, which is certainly not the case. This is the Wells Report.
Hello, Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor here. I got a little show on the weekends, Sunday morning, and it's about natural organic gardening. We talk about landscaping and pest control. We talk about tree care. We talk about specific pest control on some things where other people say there are no solutions. Things like oak wilt, rose rosette, crepe myrtle bark scale, and fungal canker on Italian cypress. Join me every Sunday morning, 8 to 11, right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friend Josh DeShong. Let's make this the summer where Josh sells your home as quickly as he sold ours. I love this guy. You get the Josh DeShong promise. He comes, sits down with you. You talk price and time frame. You reach an agreement on a price you'd love and a time frame you can handle. And if he can't sell that house of yours at that price in that time frame, he buys it. He promises if he can't sell it, he buys it. So get going. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net. Now, not only will he do that on the market, but there's an instant buyout program right now. They can give you an offer today without even listing the home. Best part is in a lot of areas throughout North Texas, you're getting full market value without even listing the home, not worrying about showings and stuff. So if you're really ready to move fast, go for the instant buyout program. 972-325-6644. Ask about it at 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-700-6511. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-700-6511. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-700-6511. 1-800-700-6511.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention! If you or a loved one suffered serious complications from abdominal hernia surgery, you may be entitled to a significant cash award. Call 800-461-0728. If you had abdominal hernia surgery between October 2010 and June 2016, and suffered serious complications, PhysioMesh may be to blame. Please call now if you or a loved one has had abdominal hernia surgery. You may be entitled to a cash award and compensation. Time is limited. If you or a loved one's life has been affected by complications, pain, or more surgeries after an abdominal hernia surgery performed between October 2010 and June 2016, you may be entitled to a cash award and compensation. Call 800-461-0728 now. Call 800-461-0728. Our toll-free phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-461-0728. That's 800-461-0728. 800-461-0728.
With the stock market near all-time highs, this is no time to assume it will only go up. The 2008 bear market wiped out 12 years of gains in just 17 months. The time to include a protective strategy in your plan is now.
This is Ken Moraith, host of the Money Matters radio show, inviting you to our free seminar.
Choose 1 p.m. Saturday, Hilton Rockwall, 7 p.m. Tuesday, June 6th, Fort Worth Medical District, or Wednesday, June 7th in Plano. Reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. Snoring a problem? Sleep apnea suspected? Go to simplesleepservices.com for the solution that worked for me, the simplest solution. Not surgery, implants, the CPAP machine. It is the Somnodent device. Simple oral appliance to take it home, pop it in, kiss your wife goodnight, and silent night. Simple Sleep Services. They're in Dallas and Fort Worth. Insurance covers most folks. Call them 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com. simplesleepservices.com.
Our sister station 94.9 KLTY and AEG Live welcome the Outcry Festival with Louis Giglio.
And it's believing God who says the latter days are going to be greater than the former days, and you'll always be able to say, I was there.
Hillsong United. Jesus Culture. Lauren Daigle, Passion, and more. Saturday, August 5th at Toyota Stadium in Frisco. OutcryFestival.com. That's OutcryFestival.com.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
Of course you've heard something as silly as that in your life, Marcia. I don't know why. Okay, so all I'm talking about doing is reversing the situation. Instead of marrying somebody, giving them a child, then having them divorce me, take half of everything that I own, and then forcing me to pay child support to the tune of God knows how much for the next 10, 15, 20 years. Why don't I just engage someone who would give me a baby and pay that money and have the baby? At least this way I'd get to raise my own kids. That's not happening now, except for one, Colton. And I guess, this is something that I think that men are going to do something about at some point. I'm just wondering. And I think the model could change just like it did before. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Steifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is John David Wells. I love you too, Marcia. I do. Thanks for listening to the Wells Report. We'll see you again tomorrow for another edition of this broadcast on 660 AM The Answer.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call now. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Attention, this is an investor notice. Are you interested in making some extra cash buying real estate tax liens? Then listen to this. The Government Tax Lien Network is offering a free tax lien kit, which contains 2 DVDs and a step-by-step report that will show you how to earn guaranteed returns between 15 and 35% yearly, which is completely secured by the government. They'll even show you how to do this inside your own retirement accounts. So if you're looking to become a real estate investor without risk, then call 1-800-408-8767 to get your free tax lien kit. Then get ready to buy tax liens for pennies on the dollar and buy houses for as low as $500, all from your home with little or no money, working only 5 to 10 hours per week. Call 800-408-8767 right now to get your free tax lien kit, plus 2 free tickets to a live training event and a free $20 Visa gift card just for attending. Call 800-408-8767. That's 800-408-8767 for your free tax lien kit now. Individual results may vary.
Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY, Celebrate Freedom 27 from Interstate Batteries.
A day of fun for your family with Crowder, Matthew West, Britt Nicole, Holland, and more.
Saturday, June 24th at South Fork Ranch. Get your official Celebrate Freedom 27 t-shirts, memorabilia, VIP experiences, and more at CelebrateFreedom.com.
Sponsored by Interstate Batteries, Care Now, Splash Kingdom, Cornerstone Staffing, North Texas Chevy Dealers, and 94.9 KLTY.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Baltimore Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. We'll find out soon whether the United States will remain a participant in the Paris Climate Accord. President Trump tweeting he'll announce his decision Thursday afternoon in the White House Rose Garden. The global agreement is designed to fight climate change by reducing carbon emissions. The city of Milwaukee reaching a settlement of more than $2 million with the family of Dontre Hamilton. He's the unarmed black man fatally shot by a white police officer 3 years ago. Dontre's brother says the settlement does not represent justice.
Dontre's life was priceless.
And the police officer was eventually fired from his job, and no criminal charges were filed. NASA planning to send a probe to the sun's atmosphere.
We are going to be moving at blistering temperatures. We are going to go right up into the corona.
Scientist Nicola Fox says the spacecraft will analyze the mechanisms that heat the corona and accelerate the solar winds. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Debbie Georgatos. Wall Street Journal editor Kimberly Strassel will join me this Sunday to talk about the deep state at the EPA, and we'll talk about Harvard's decision to have a separate graduation for Black students and other commencement season drama. Tune in to America Can We Talk Sundays at 6 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer, online at americacanwetalk.org, or on Facebook Live at America Can We Talk. We talk truth about America and why it matters to you.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? Are you tired of paying high fees and commission even when you lose your money? How would you like to have guaranteed growth and a lifetime of income you could never outlive? Then join Brian Baker for the Smart Money Radio Show every Saturday at 5 p.m. Brian is an expert and can give you the answers to those questions and will teach you how to be smart with your money. That's Smart Money Radio with Brian Baker every Saturday at 5 p.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
At any time in Texas, it can feel like the change of the seasons. But I'll tell you what, as we work our way into springtime, Abacus Foundation has been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. With a warmer temperature and additional moisture, oh my, the foundations can be rocking and rolling. So if you got cracks in the sheetrock or doors that are sticking, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. These are the people I call. These are the folks who have been to my house. These are the folks who will not give you a foundation job you don't need, but will tell you exactly what's going on. Now, if you do need a new foundation, you got the Millennium Composite Pilings, the strongest, and the folks at Abacus are the only folks offering it. And get this, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. AbacusFoundationRepair.com. Lifetime warranty, transferable, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
If you're over 40 and you find yourself living with the lack of energy or loss of stamina, you may be deficient in nitric oxide. Ever heard of nitric oxide? It's vital in our bodies. It signals our blood vessels to relax and expand, helping to increase circulation. Nitric oxide has been called the greatest discovery in cardiovascular medicine. But once we reach 40, our bodies don't make enough of it. Here's the good news. Scientists have discovered something that will help your body support healthy nitric oxide levels. minerals. Introducing Super Beets, a powerful concentrated superfood that you drink. It supports blood flow and oxygen to your entire body, giving your heart and cardiovascular system a boost. Super Beets helps increase your energy, stamina, and vitality. Call 800-619-1286 and get a 30-day supply of Super Beets for free with your first order, plus free shipping. You'll love the results you'll feel with your free bonus canister guaranteed. It's risk-free. Call 800-619-1286. That's 800-619-1286.
Good morning, Jane. Wow, you're glowing. You must have had a good night.
I had a great night. I slept with Somnipure.
Oh, is that the French guy in sales?
No, Somnipure is a non-prescription sleep aid. Remember how I couldn't sleep? I'd lay awake with my mind racing. Well, I heard an ad on the radio to try a free bottle of Somnipure, and my sleep has been amazing ever since.
Jane, you're sleeping with Somnipure? I'm also sleeping with Somnipure. Me too. I'm sleeping with Somnipure every night.
I slept with Somnipure all night long.
Somnipure is a best-selling sleep aid at Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens. But for the small price of shipping and handling, you can have a free bottle shipped to your door. But hurry, supplies are limited. For details, call 1-800-937-9195. 1-800-937-9195. If you're not sleeping with Somnipure, you're not sleeping. Call 1-800-937-9195. 1-800-937-9195.
Hello, my name is Paul Smith. I'm the owner of Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply. One of the things that we do is complete firearm restorations. We are a full-service gun repair center. We have 2 full-time on-staff gunsmiths. We do hot bluing, parkerizing, color case hardening, anodizing, nickel plating, chrome plating. We paint with Cerakote or Duracoat, hydrographics. And also we have a full machine shop and welding capabilities on site to manufacture many parts we cannot readily obtain. We stock new and used guns. We're also a dealer for SIG, Colt, Glock. We routinely stock Walther, Springfield, Sky, and Phoenix. In addition, we carry ammo, reloading supplies, military surplus items, and also prepping supplies.
For courteous service, call Paul at Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply today at 682-888-2822. That's 682-888-2822. Or go to drivingnailsgunsmithing.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com.
And now, America's #1 show on pop culture and politics. This is The Michael Medved Show.
And a pleasant good day, everybody, on this May 31st, 2017. It is the last day of May. How crazy is that? June starts tomorrow. And it's a sort of a holiday shortened week, so it's disorienting enough already. And now throw you a couple of fill-in hosts, and oh my gosh, what can we do? So let me explain a little of what's going on. We'll reorient ourselves, and Michael will return on Friday. We've met. In fact, we spent much of the middle of the year together last year as Michael, praise God, successfully battled that cancer scare. I'm Mark Davis, proud morning host at 660 AM The Answer in Dallas, Fort Worth. And tomorrow you get kind of the double dose of local answer station morning hosts as the wonderful Dan and Amy from AM 560, The Answer in Chicago will join you. And then Michael will be back on Friday. So those guys and today I get the great joy of working our way through various things in, as the proper intro says there, politics and pop culture. And boy, do we have a lot of both. You know the phone number, so let's wear it out. 1-800-955-1776. 1-800-955-1776. In the political end of things, the hot breaking story as we come to the air together here on this Wednesday is that there's a source that says that James Comey, when he testifies as soon as the next few days, middle of next week it might be, James Comey might say, look out, brace yourselves, keep your car on the road, that Trump, quote unquote, pressured him on the Russia probe. I don't know about you, but I've got Russia coming out of my ears. My main stance in the morning show that I do here in Texas, and I've been doing a lot of fill-in lately. We probably run across each other on any one of a number of other shows, whether it's Dennis Prager, Larry Elder. It's a joy to be here in Michael's universe. But if you don't know, let me share my thoughts about Russia. You ready? Wake me up when you find something. Wake me up when you find something. Meanwhile, we have a country to save. We have a constitution to protect, and Justice Neil Gorsuch will do that. We have climate sanity to re-achieve, and it appears President Trump is going to pull us out of the job-crushing, economy-killing Paris Climate Accords. That's fantastic. He may seek to retreat on the incredibly unwise decision by Barack Obama to normalize, for no reason, our relationship with Cuba. So, I mean, what's not to like? I know that we come from a universe of people that had a million different opinions on Trump, but count me as a Ted Cruz guy who pivoted to Trump in about a millisecond right after the Indiana primary, and who has been pretty mightily thrilled with just about everything that has happened since the inauguration. If somebody arises with some firm evidence of collusion or skullduggery of some type,